Okay, we're back. Hi.
We're back. I know. We're on a roll.
Hi, we're here. Oh, it's going to be fun today.
It's going to be so much fun. I'm excited.
Because if the pre-podcast is anything like what the podcast is going to be, some of it needs to be definitely edited.
We need the drop button.
Yeah, the dump button. Dump. That's always good. It's time for Two Michelle's
One question
podcast. Jen Pascua is here. Jen Pascua is, oh my God, how do I even introduce you? Right now, you work in Grand Rapids. You're here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And what you do is you run the arts, basically. That's what I'm going to say. She does.
I love that title. I run the arts.
She's the art person.
I mean, when it comes to musical theater, this girl got it going.
Broadway, Grand Rapids. But Jen, though, has been in the market how many years?
Oh, gosh. I moved here in 2005.
Wow.
I'm not good at math. So that's why I'm in, doing what I'm doing.
5 years. So it should be easy.
So 20 years.
I love that you said it should be easy, but then you looked at each other like, what is the math?
5, 10, 15, 20.
20 years, 2 decades.
You did
here.
television. She was a television broadcaster for many, many years and then pivoted, which is kind of what we're going to chat about today. I love that.
Yes. We're going to talk about reinvention. What is the key to a pivot, to a reinvention? I mean, let's let Jen introduce herself. I mean, talk about your history.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, ladies. This is so much fun. We should have drinks as we're doing this. I just have a little cortado. So,
I know.
We need some like martinis as we're talking.
We could.
Lake Michigan on the rocks.
Okay. So I've been here since 2005, moved here because of the job.
Okay.
Worked at WZZM for 13 years. In that time, I did a little bit of everything. I was a reporter, an anchor, a host for the lifestyle show. And then also within that time frame, did a lot of, partnerships with radio stations. So I'd fill in every once in a while on the radio stations, which took me back to my old days because that's where I thought I was going to end up in radio.
Sure. It's way more fun. Here's
the thing: you can show up without hair and makeup, and people just hear your voice, and But now you've got these video things because of technology. So
that is what everybody says. I remember my dad's like, "When are you gonna? Now that you're radio, when are you gonna do television?"
Yeah,
I'm like, as if it's a step up. Like, yeah, we get. But yeah, I mean,
so that's the gist of it. Yeah, that is the gist of it. And then I came to a point in my life. It was actually right before I turned 40, and I was like, "Do I want to get up at 2 a.m.?" for the rest of my life? No offense, Michelle.
No, it's true.
I don't get up at 2 a.m. anymore. I mean, I have dipped, you, Michelle. Yeah, 3. I've been there. 3.
Yeah.
I don't know how you've done it as long as you have. God
That's
bless.
A long time. That's a long time to go on no sleep.
I just woke back up. What? Can we start over? I didn't hear any of this crap.
Yeah.
No. It is, you never get used to it.
Uh-huh.
You can go to bed early, although summer it's hard to. Like
never,
last night,
that never happens.
People are still at the beach at 8,
right?
Mowing their lawns at 8. You're like,
right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you don't get used to it, and it is.
It takes years to also get out of it, right? Because when I quit TV, it took a good so I was done in 2018, and so it took a good 3 years, 4 years for me to get back to normal where, I'm still waking up at 7 a.m., but, to be able to sleep past what would have been my alarm clock.
Real people hours. Your body wants to sleep when it's dark outside. That's just how it is. I don't care if you work third shift and you have your whole life.
Right.
Your body wants to sleep when it's dark outside.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you ever have TV nightmares still?
I did. I think that's kind of dwindled down until I started watching the morning show again. And then the sounds of the computer program, they're like, whoa, that's like an EMPS for those who don't know. That's the program that we use to write scripts. But, it took a good 3 or 4 years to get out of that panic mode. And I always say that if you are in the news industry, it is trauma bonding because we have a different sense of humor. We have a different sense of reality. And I still say we because I feel like there's just going to be a longevity to that. That's always going to be a part of who I am.
It's in your
Absolutely.
DNA.
Yeah.
You never leave it. And radio is not different.
No, not at all.
Aspect.
It's a sense of urgency. It's a sense of rushing. You both to interview people, to get people to get it. It's constant. And the balls that you juggle, and both of you still, you have if there's something, I'll flip on social and there you are doing something like you are.
Same with
busy.
you. You're always on the TikToks though, so I don't get to see you very often.
But I decide. I say no now. I never used to. That's, by the way, that's another good thing.
That's a key.
The art of saying no, and it's hard to do it. I wrote an article one time about the peacefulness in a no.
Right.
And that way the yeses can be more sincere. Because if you say yes so many times to everything, how great are your yeses?
Yeah.
I half-assed many yeses in my career.
Right. Absolutely.
You just want to say yes to everything.
Absolutely. And I think you get to a point in your life, and maybe that's just, maturity or just the I don't care anymore. But where you say, a little bit of both, where you're saying, okay, my time is valuable and I'm going to save a little bit of my time for me, because for the longest time I didn't do that.
Well, because you also, as you get older, you realize time is not infinite.
Right.
You are not going to have it forever. So you better be a little more intentional about the way you want to spend it, which then goes also to reinvention and making that pivot and making that decision, because you weren't going to, get up at 2 a.m.
Right.
And go through motions with the rest of your life.
And the thing is, for me, it was truly like turning 40. My health was the worst it was ever at. I had gone to the hospital twice for exhaustion, high blood pressure. And a lot of that was just no sleep and just going and saying yes, emceeing as many events as I possibly could, because I felt like in the position that I was in, I loved all the organizations I was representing. That's why I got into journalism, because I wanted to tell stories of the community. But in doing so, I was sacrificing a lot of myself. And I had 3 boys. And at the time, they're at their teenage years. So trying to juggle motherhood as a single mom and also trying to live this broadcast life, it just, kind of got to the point where I'm like, I'm done. So I didn't know what I wanted to do when you talk about reinvention. And I think that the benefit of me having done all of those community events is I started to really develop relationships with people. And so I was very fortunate. I actually went back to school to get my master's degree. So when I was on air, little did people know I was going to school at night.
You were?
I was, yeah. Yeah. So I was going to school at night. And then when I got my degree, I turned in my notice. Yeah. And,
you're right,
it was interesting because I really wanted to go behind the scenes at that point. I wanted to be in management, in more of a decision-making role, where I felt a lot of my ideas. It's different. And Michelle, you've got a really odd role because you're doing a little of both.
Yeah.
So you're both on air, you're both making decisions. And for me, I was told at the time, well, your ratings are good. We'd hate to lose you on air. But, now I had this master's degree that was just sitting there.
Yeah.
And so I just made the decision. I quit without having a job. So, but I was fortunate because
that is savage.
But here's the thing. I was very fortunate because in that time frame, I was already having meetings and talking to people that were my mentors.
Yeah.
And I had a former mentor create a job for me. So shortly, I did take a 6-week break.
Yeah, right?
Nice.
Feel better.
I think it was 6 weeks. Maybe it was 4 weeks. And then started a new job. But yeah, I think you just come to a point in your life where you ask yourself, is this what I want to do for the rest of my life?
Well, I also need to point out in these careers and what we do, here's what messes with the yeses and the nos too. And do I dare pivot? Do I need this? We get paid directly based on if people like us. That is effed up. I mean, seriously, I get paid direct. My job, my 100%, my job is to get you to like me, to get you to listen to me, to get you to watch me, and we get paid. Like you just said, the ratings were so great. We get that, and that can be a mind F, if you know what I'm saying. That really can be, because I want you to but that's our whole basis of our career. That's all it is. It's basically all. Hey, it's not even about do we like the station. It's do we like you. You are. I mean, that is how it is, and so that
definitely for you.
Yeah, that can
maybe a little less on our end. You know, it really depends on the market and the people.
Oh no, you guys are the station. You guys were the whole station.
No, I'm not.
No, but people know your names. I mean, people know. But again, so do you want to let that go? Do you want to, or is that too much pressure? That's a lot.
Well, and it's interesting to hear you say your perception of what TV.
Yeah.
People are like, but when you're saying that you're so dependent on people liking you.
Yeah.
But also what is a mind F is knowing that people don't like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And getting the viewer emails, getting the viewer letters, which I still have today. I don't know why. I should just burn them. But I think that it's that whole mentality of knowing if they're liking you for truly who you are or what you're doing or who you're supporting. And then you're like, even the people that you do interviews with, when I left TV, there was a lot of people that suddenly stopped talking to me.
Yeah.
I always thought I was best friends with everybody.
Exactly.
When I call
right.
Even famous people.
Totally, right?
Like I think that we're friends. I'm like Jay Moore. Remember you said you wanted a project with him.
Jay Moore was going to joust my husband.
See what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
It's a mind.
Yeah.
It is. But like there was a website in Detroit, Fire Michelle McCormick.
Oh,
But now I welcome that. Like
Right?
I got
Bring
to a
it.
place in an age where
well,
I
you have to
welcome-
have thick skin to be in broadcasting, period. I mean, you really have to not quote,
Care.
don't read the comments, right? But it's hard not to because you're human. But I think again, like in TV and radio, the overarching, I guess drive for all of us is that we love what we do.
Yeah.
But we also are very aware that people who don't love us, and then that just,
Yeah.
because that makes you go to therapy.
Ratings. Right. It does. Ratings.
Yeah.
Revenue,
you don't
revenue.
often have people in everyday life, write and tell you that, you look like you have a glass eye. Do you have a glass eye?
Oh no, but you know what? I look
laugh
like I was.
a hyena.
I look like I was, 7 months pregnant, and I should get a nose job. And let me give you the name of my plastic surgeon, who's really good. That could really help you look beautiful. I would get all of
boy.
those.
Are you really going to go with that hairstyle? Are you really going to go with that?
You look like a witch with that
Right.
hair. What's
Oh my
going
God.
on?
Yeah. People like, I can't believe you said that. I can't believe you're, yeah. And then, but it's interesting though, because every one of us has had some success in this business, and we know what we're doing. So to own it and to be good at it, like you could do it blindfold, you can do it blindfold. And I don't mean that you don't care. I mean that you were good at it, it comes with ease to you guys. You're both very natural. So to pivot to something that
Right.
isn't that you haven't done before is
Scary as
huge.
all get out.
Tell me about that.
Scary, terrifying,
huge.
questioning your individual
'Cause you had
talents.
this down, babe. You guys were.
And I always say that, I am very lucky in the position that I'm in right now, that I have an incredible boss who I can be completely honest with every single day. And if
That
there are
matters.
moments where I screw up, I'm devastated because, like you said, my former career, I could do it with my eyes closed. And now I'm like learning as if I'm, back in my 20s again, trying to learn a whole new career. But I think there's also a beauty in that, because when you finally get it and you finally realize that, you learn through mistakes and you learn through failure, it becomes like almost this applause that maybe you didn't have quite when you were a broadcaster.
Right. You were just doing it. Like being able to break through those barriers and have the wins despite the losses and despite all the hard work. Like that's the ultimate, right? Be like, holy cow, I didn't know what the hell I was doing when I got in this. And now I'm doing things the right way.
Right.
Like there's nothing like that feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think
you could run the joint.
Who?
You could run the joint. Yeah, for sure. No,
that's the thing. Would you want to,
No, I don't. I do not want to run the joint.
And it is also, it needs to be said that really we've all been in totally male dominated careers. It's a fact. It's just true. So was another
Right. Well, you got to throw the girls in.
Yeah. So I did good. So now it's like, now I haven't owned the guy. Like I own the guy. What are you talking about? So it is good. But so again, then to pivot and get out of it and do something else. And what you just said, there's vulnerability or humbleness or something into learning.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And, I didn't just jump into another job. What I did is I kind of leaned on to my skill set that I had. So as I was working, I had already, when I left TV, I started putting myself out there that I'd freelance. So I created my own little freelance group, Hollow Multimedia, and I started emceeing and charging because contrary to what people think, you can't necessarily charge when in some stations you can't charge when you're doing your MC work. And I mean, I was averaging 5 events a week at one point. Okay. And then, doing videos and helping because the pandemic was happening. So I was helping a lot of nonprofits do virtual fundraisers. And I didn't know what I was doing, but I had the skill sets to learn and kind of go on the fly. So that transition really allowed me to still do what I loved, the core stuff that I knew I could do, and yet go into a new career that
point.
I was still learning, because really all that stuff goes into your toolbox and it can launch you to your next position. So having that ability to kind of have this, fallback of sorts. I didn't want to go all in because that's scary of doing your own thing 100%. I still wanted to, and plus I had kids, so they had to stay on my insurance, right?
Yeah, you had
so
to
let's
have
be
the- you
real.
had to have
Yeah.
benefits.
But doing that, I think for me personally, that was the best way to transition out.
We're all good at calling attention to stuff.
Yeah.
You're the master of calling attention to things. And that's what PR, I mean,
Right.
calling attention.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So knowing that that's in your toolbox. And she just said, using those tools to start something completely new, and you're dabbling into something.
I am.
It's new, but it isn't.
Right. But I will say, I mean, Jen, I've had conversations with her about this, and she's been a great mentor. You're both huge mentors to me, as I surround myself with friends who are better than me at a lot of different things, who are walking with me on this journey. Right.
Yeah.
I started my own company called Savoir, and I'm calling it a communications company. It's not very different than what Jen's side hustle is either.
Yeah.
Right. I want to help people, find their voice, their confidence, and be able to do interviews on television, be able to get up in front of a group and speak, or just talk to people in general, right? But I'd love to focus on kids and, marginalized communities who aren't always given the microphone, and make sure that they are able to do that when they can and when they're offered that opportunity.
Wow.
So yeah, that's it. But it is very much what I do, and I have a lot of great connections, and I have worked with a lot of different nonprofits who would find value in this skill set. So,
and you've already built a relationship where people trust you. I think
yeah.
that's the thing too. And for people who are leaving, the broadcast industry, I think we forget we're such great connectors. Like Michelle, you say, hey, I need somebody who can bake a cookie with
Right.
my face, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
I'll be like, oh, I got you, know?
Right.
But for us, when we're doing stuff on our own as women, we have a tendency not to want to tap into that, versus a man who's like, oh, yes, I'm going to go ahead and do this. And
Yeah.
I know who to contact. We've got a huge Rolodex, all three of us, and realizing who we could reach out to help us, get to that next stage. And there's something that you just said, Michelle, that I always kind of live by. It's okay if you're the dumbest person in the room. Be the dumbest person in the room, because you learn for so many.
Right, that's me
That's
right
me
now.
too.
That's me right
That's
now.
me.
But
Every
with
single
your
room.
businesses, I'm like, and
obviously it's me too. So we all feel that. But being able to own that is, and that also comes with age and experience. It's like,
I love
guess
that.
what? There isn't a question that's a dumb question. If you don't know the answer and you need to ask that question, ask that question.
Yeah.
I think there's
Tell us the website, the business.
Savoir. It's her voice or his voice in French. SAVOIX.co.
Say it one more time.
Savoir. SAVOIX.
We'll put a link.
Oh,
We'll put a link here. Well, we will. This is you. You sent me that
And
website.
big shout out to Developing Dreams, which is a local company who helped me develop this website, and they did an amazing job. They're awesome, and they are built for small entrepreneurs to lift them up. They do podcasts.
It's so simple and cool. The website, like it's easy.
It is, right?
I mean, simple. That's
no, but it is
easy.
simple. The one thing you just need to know is, what are you offering, and how do I get a hold of you?
That's it.
That's it. That's it.
Who am I? What am I doing? How do you get to me?
But the paragraphs are written in your voice.
Well, I did write that.
I know, it's so good. It's so good. Like they didn't write. AI didn't write it. You wrote it.
You wrote it.
So, Jen, you went from television broadcasting to what you're doing now, which is.
So I'm the vice president of marketing and community engagement for Broadway Grand Rapids.
And the coolest job.
Do people? I don't know if people don't understand that Broadway Grand Rapids is a nonprofit.
It is. We are presenters in the whole world of Broadway. So we're the ones who are helping to bring the tours that you see going across the country here to our city. And, we're kind of like a middleman, because we do have a partner, Broadway Across America. And then we work also directly with each show. So every show is different. You're not working with the same people. Everybody's got big personalities, and, just kind of learning the business has been at first a struggle for me, but now I'm kind of, getting in the groove of things, and it's fun. It's fun. I'm having
You're
fun.
good at it.
Yeah.
You're good at it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What you do brings people joy, right? In the end.
Well, I think that when you look at the skill sets that I had and then coming into something like performing arts, which I always loved Broadway.
Same.
Theater
my
was my
dream.
minor.
Same.
And
I did not know
yeah.
that.
And so it's so cool to be in this space, in this place, and to see people embrace it and the emotions that people bring and come out of when they, step out of DeVos Performance Hall is just so cool.
You can meet the shyest person in the world and get on stage and like, who is that? Oh,
Yeah.
perform.
Yeah.
It is fantastic. A lot of people don't understand about the nonprofit. And here's the deal. You can do a golf outing for a fundraiser. You can do no. There's a fundraiser coming up because it is a nonprofit, and here's the kind of kooky ideas that she drags us into.
But you come up with great
I know.
ideas.
It's fun. It's
well,
fun.
that's the best part for me. When I was approached about this job, particularly, I wanted to, look at purpose over passion because I had a stint over at a local hospital where I was working as a community relations specialist. And it was great. Best money I was making in my life, but we were also remote. And I'm the type of person who I feed off of people's energies,
Same.
right? And so, what really drew me into this job is our Broadway Arts Access program, which provides tickets to students, families, communities, and to have them experience what they otherwise probably couldn't afford to experience. And so last year was our 35th anniversary, and we didn't do a gala. We wanted to do 35 little intimate events, which we nailed it. Nailed it out of the park. It's exhausting, but so much fun. So this year, our focus is now, okay, let's try to be a little more intentional. Now people kind of understand what we're going for and what we're trying to do. And one of the things that we've been really working with is partnering with other performing arts organizations. So in this case, for our lip sync battle, we are teaming up with Grand Rapids Civic Theater, and we are asking our friends like you ladies to get on stage and make ultimate fools of yourselves.
Do it. Bring it. We'll do it.
We have no shame.
So it's a ticketed event, $25, but the proceeds are going to benefit both the programming that Civic Theater does and then our Arts Access program. But it's a fun way to kick off our seasons because we have two shows that kind of align. So the Civic has Rock of Ages, which is primarily 80s music.
Fun 80s
right,
rock.
right.
Bands.
And then Anne Juliet, which is like what? How do you say it? Aughts? The 2000s?
Yes.
I don't know.
Pops.
Pops, yeah. So you ladies are part of some teams. We're going to team up with a co-captain for you for the Civic Theater, and then you're going to perform the songs that you selected, you spun for, and then if you move on to the next round, we don't know what you're getting.
When?
Thank you.
Yeah.
When? It's a great idea. All the details we'll put above and below too.
Tickets.
But
Yeah.
And it's all based on crowd applause. May I put that out there? So
Yes.
we need people to get there and get loud.
Get loud. And I mean, it's just a fun happy hour because it's during the week. What else are you going to do on, a Tuesday night? We've got Chef Jenna and Chef Tommy providing small bites before the show.
This is what I mean.
I
Bring people
mean,
together.
it's so great.
Yeah.
It is so great.
Booze.
Yeah.
There's booze, I heard.
Well, there's always got to
Gotta
be a little
have booze.
booze.
I need people to get loud. I might have to have some booze before I get on stage.
Little liquid courage. I
need to say this because look at 23 minutes
I
already.
know.
We
Love
usually
it.
only go
I
20
love
and we're, but I do need to say this. You are just a gem in the community, and you are really an inspiration. Like I just sitting here watching you talk, I'm like, I could go do this second little thing that I have.
Everybody's got a side gig now.
Yeah.
Come on, Michelle. You got a side
Everyone's
gig.
a hustler. That's
Yeah.
the thing. All my friends and my daughter even brought it. She's like, everyone's a hustler. I go, amen.
So
If
you're
not
survival
hustling,
mode.
You're not.
You said keep trying till you do it. You said keep trying, because you said keep going. Or did you say, one of you just said keep trying till you succeed?
Oh, I don't know.
I am also a proponent of that, but
yeah.
That little insurance test that I was supposed to take. I had to take this test. Because I do this. I speak at these insurance seminars to do on the side.
Okay.
It's just really fun.
Yeah.
But they said, take a test, see if you can be in insurance, if you can certify it. I'm like,
did you win?
No. I took the test 6 times, and you have to have 72. I had 71, 76 times. Mm-mm.
Well, maybe that's not where your strength is.
I passed it yesterday. So I'm saying, it's uncomfortable for me. I know I got this right here. I got this nailed. But to do something like like something that I would never, it's not. It's really fun, actually.
Yeah.
Well, I am so excited for you.
Girls, are you term or what do you got? No, I'm kidding. I don't sell it. But I'm just saying, I could take a look at your life insurance and see.
There you go.
Know stuff. I mean,
I am proud
to
of
learn
you.
new shit is
yes, it is hard, but
it's
boy,
really hard.
it's great stuff what you do.
Pivoting can happen. It can happen. Reinvention. I did too.
This
Will you
is
come
fun.
back?
Of course. Next time you have a little cocktail for me ready, though. All right.
It's
like a little bloody.
It's almost noon. It's fine.
All right. Listen, like and subscribe. We love you for subscribing. We love that you're on YouTube. We love that you're on. We're all over. We're all over everywhere. We're everywhere. And if you have a question,
send us questions. No one sends us questions. I get people who complain about our questions, but they won't send me questions.
Who complains? I'll cut a bitch.
I'll give you this person's name and number, address.
Is it a boy? It's a male.
Oh, is it a boy?
Of course.
All right.
Now the ladies love us.
Thanks for joining us. Jen, thanks for joining.
Thanks for having me, ladies. This was fun.
Thank you.